Hello everyone, my name is Moji, and you're watching Bitcoin Bubble News Channel. What if I had a good product that I didn't have to trade or need a company to tell me what to do with it? That's the idea behind Bitcoin. What if I bought it and every year its value went up? MicroStrategy is a company that makes Bitcoin software. That's why MicroStrategy's job is to promote and help Bitcoin become used everywhere in the world. That's what we'll do. We'll always do that. We're going to buy Bitcoin every 3 months to do that. We will buy more Bitcoin with cash flows. We'll buy it with debt, with stock, or with any other type of capital market action that can be used. Cryptocurrencies have gone from being digital oddities to trillion-dollar technologies that could change the way the world's financial system works in just over a decade. Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are now held as assets by more and more buyers, and buy many things like apps and digital homes. People who support cryptocurrencies say that they are a force for democracy because they take control of and the power to make money away from state banks and Wall Street. Like these people, Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, sees Bitcoin as a form of digital wealth and thinks that governments, businesses, and institutional investors will use it. He talked about how Bitcoin's technology is better, how easy it is to use, and how efficient it is. He also said that MicroStrategy was committed to buying Bitcoin and backing it. Saylor thinks that Bitcoin stands for digital wealth in the same way that the dollar stands for real money. He thinks that as the world gets more connected online, businesses and countries will start to use Bitcoin as a reserve asset. Institutional investors and sovereign wealth funds will be the first to do this before state banks. You can learn more about Michael Saylor's ideas by watching clips from the talk. If you want to see more videos like this one, please like it, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post alerts. Have fun with the movie. Bitcoin is a form of digital money. The dollar stays the same. Every country, including the United States, is going to welcome digital capital, just like they do with Google, Apple, Amazon, the internet, and other similar companies. The dollar won't change how they handle it, but they will accept it. If you're a central bank, maybe one day the smaller ones will accept Bitcoin as a treasury reserve currency. On the other hand, I think businesses, institutional investors, and sovereign wealth funds will do it long before they do. Also, 10 years isn't that long in the grand scheme of things. I mean, if Bitcoin hits $1 million, it will be worth a bit more than gold. Gold is still not a very valuable object, though. Gold is still not a very important asset for any rich person in the world. So Bitcoin can reach $1 million a coin and still be a huge success. It will be accepted as digital money, but it will still be early days. It seems to me that Bitcoin is both science and digital money. I also believe that capital is changing from analog to digital. I believe that every business, government, investor, and scientist will take a look at that, and people will accept it at their own pace. That's why I believe Bitcoin will become popular, just like digital money. I don't think a disaster is needed for it to grow. It seems like a better thought. It would spread even if there wasn't a fight going on. The spread will be sped up by conflict, chaos, and hyperinflation. But if Apple Computer adds Bitcoin to the iPhone, it will spread because Apple added Bitcoin to the iPhone. Why are they going to put it in the iPhone? Because putting it in the iPhone will make them hundreds of billions of dollars. Why would they not want to make a huge amount of money? It's something people will do because they can. It will be used by governments and investors at whatever speed they choose. It makes more sense. It is digital capital, the same thing that digital knowledge is. It's not clear to me what part digital photos have played in the growth of Chinese society since Mao. People use digital photos all the time, right? This is money in digital form. It's going to spread through society. What I want to say is that Bitcoin doesn't fix everything. It only fixes half the problem. That's the part where money or economic power is needed to get anything done. Okay, I also think the world is pretty easy. It seems like there is $900 trillion worth of cash. The dollar will keep growing by 7% to 10% each year. That means there will be twice as much of that in 7 to 10 years. You should know that Bitcoin can go up by a number of 10 or 15. It will go from 1.3 trillion to 20 trillion. It could be 1% of the world's wealth, or $1 million each, and no one would care what it is worth. Okay, so I don't really think that there needs to be a disaster or a big world war. Order of change, I believe this is great technology. It will get around like cell phones do. Michael Saylor says that the next 10 years will be a time of change brought about by digital money and intelligence. He thinks that the switch to digital money will change how businesses are set up and how banks work. He said that digital intelligence is changing many companies and is getting better very quickly. He made it clear that Bitcoin is a better asset than other types of investments. has the ability to grow by 50% each year. Michael Saylor said that Bitcoin's success was due to the fact that it was simple and effective, in comparison to the complexity and inefficiency of traditional banks. He said that as CEO of MicroStrategy, the company would continue to buy Bitcoin, encourage people to use it, and teach others about it. Saylor pushed other businesses to adopt Bitcoin as the standard and recapitalize using Bitcoin, thinking that big changes would happen in society and industries. Here are some more clips from the talk with Michael Saylor that will help us learn more. From what I know, the next 10 years will bring about a lot of change very quickly in at least two areas. Digital money and digital intelligence are the two I know about. There may be more than two that I don't know about. This makes it clear that there are hundreds of trillions of dollars in cash, which is real money. And when people start switching from analog to digital, business models, financial apps, and financial institutions will be completely changed. And they'll throw out the window a lot of things that people have taken for granted for the past 30 years and say, what? If I were to do a poll on Twitter right now, I'd ask how many of you would invest in Bitcoin, stocks, gold, or something else. About 3% of people say equity. That's not how people think these days. For sure, it's a change. As for intelligence, I believe the AIs didn't work until they were put to use. I think they began working last year. We're either in year or maybe year 2. It's either year 1 or year 2. I believe this is the first year that digital money has been used. I think this is the second year that computer intelligence has been used. And I believe they will spread like fire. This is a huge pile of complicated, ineffective stuff that wastes a lot of energy. One more thing, very easy. This is why it goes up 50% a year and the SP goes up 10% a year. When people look at that, they'll realize I can get 10% performance with this junk of a stack. I could buy all of these thermodynamically flawed Rube Goldberg machines, or I could just buy this one thing that will work better than all of them by a factor of 2 to 5 to 10 or whatever. So those two forces will work hard for the next 10 years. And they will change your job and your business. Get the social order in order. MicroStrategy is a company that makes Bitcoin software. That's why MicroStrategy's job is to promote and help Bitcoin become used everywhere in the world. That's what we'll do. We'll always do that. Okay, and you buy more. How are we going to do that? We're going to buy Bitcoin every 3 months to do that. We will buy more Bitcoin with cash flows. We'll buy it with debt, with stock, or with any other type of capital market action that can be used. These chances will change every once in a while from quarter to quarter. In 10 years, I don't know how we'll buy Bitcoin, but I do know that we will probably buy Bitcoin. We'll be helping to teach people about Bitcoin. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. There are 45,000 businesses that are open to the public. In how many ways does Bitcoin work? What do you think I tell CEOs and business leaders every time I meet them? Buy Bitcoin, I tell you. You should use Bitcoin to get your business back on its feet. According to Otter News, the price of Bitcoin has gone up by 10% since last week's close above $64,000. For now, it is staying the same. The head of the Federal Reserve, Jerome Powell, said that interest rates will likely go down in September, which is what caused this spike. As a result, there is almost $500 million in U.S. spot Bitcoin ETFs, which shows that buyers are feeling good about the market. The fact that more money is coming into Bitcoin shows that buyers are becoming more confident in the cryptocurrency's future. The recent drop in interest rates was caused by